Hello guys, welcome or welcome back to my YouTube channel. I am here with a new video. I know it's been a lot of time that I've posted, but here I am, and today we are going to learn about a small topic which is known as consumer surplus, but it is very important and crucial for as an exam point of view. Like it can get you extra points. So we are going to learn about what consumer surplus means in the economy. Okay, so consumers excess benefit. Now, what do does these like words like consumer surplus and excess benefit mean? So let's just go ahead and watch the whole video, right? So consumer surplus in detail is basically like it's also known as the buyer's surplus. Like consumer means buyers, right? So buyer's surplus measure of the benefit a customer or a buyer receives. So the benefit a customer or a buyer receives by any means is known as consumer surplus. It is basically like the calculation is basically like the difference between the actual price that the customer is willing to pay and the equilibrium price of the market. It only happens when the consumer is willing to pay more than the equilibrium price. So, for example, I am a customer and I am willing to pay $10 for a product, but the actual product is of $7. So, the consumer surplus is basically $3, right? It happens only when the consumer is willing to pay more than the equilibrium price. So, I am willing to pay $10, which is more than the equilibrium price, correct? So, according to the consumer surplus theory, the factors such as income and preference of the people is ceteris paribus. Ceteris paribus basically means all other variables are constant. It is used to decide the value of a product and help the government to formulate the tax policy. So it helps, you know, decide how much the product is worth, and it also helps the government to make tax policies and different tax slabs and the tax percentage for each bracket. Next, so consumer surplus also used to compare the benefit of two products or services. So, for example, this lady is looking at two packets of cheese slices of both different brands. All right. So both might have a different. She might be willing to pay the same for both, but the equilibrium price for both might be different. So the benefit that she gets from purchasing the cheaper one, she gets more consumer surplus, right? Because she is willing to pay more than the equilibrium price of the cheese brand. So this is the diagram for consumer surplus. Whenever you draw a normal supply demand graph, you will touch it to the y axis to show the consumer surplus. All right, so the equilibrium price is given as such so that you can see this is the equilibrium price. This line is the equilibrium price, this is the equilibrium quantity. All right, this is the consumer surplus. The whole triangle is the consumer surplus. All right, so from the equilibrium price, and the maximum that a person is willing to pay is this price, the top of the demand curve, which meets the y-axis. That's the maximum that a person is willing to pay, right? So that is the whole consumer surplus of a person. So let's just look at a particular example now. All right, so for example, it's a Disneyland ticket, okay, like a luxury item. So the actual price of the ticket is $100, whereas the consumer thought the ticket is for $300, right? So the actual price is 100, but the price that the consumer thought it was 300. So the consumer surplus, or like the consumer that like he's willing to pay $300 for the ticket, correct? So the surplus is 200. 300 minus 100. So yes, this is all about consumer surplus, and if you have any doubts you can message me on my Instagram, which is linked down below, or you can email me your questions, or you can just leave a comment in the comment section. Thank you so much for watching my video. This was a short video and I hope you liked it. Do like my video, do subscribe to my YouTube channel, press that bell notification so that you are notified whenever I post a new amazing content, and leave good comments only down below, or any sort of questions that you have. Thank you so much and meet you in the next video. Bye bye.